Show.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the 580 Show, episode 223. Myself and my boy Dante Petrella. What's up?
What's up, fellas?
So, slight delay in this episode's posting, but under good reasoning, Dante, Daddy Dante,
Yeah,
being
as
a dad,
good as it's gonna be.
Dante decided to have a kid the same day we always record the podcast, which is pretty selfish of him,
I
but
know, what a jerk.
he honestly, without Dante, I don't post the podcast because I don't have any idea what to do. I don't edit it. I mean, sometimes I'll send you a caption, stuff like that, but Dante really is the reason the podcast gets up. So he had some bigger fish to fry. We love the podcast. We love everyone that listens and everything like that. But we've done 223 episodes now. I think it's okay to be a little bit late on an episode just for the birth of your son.
Yep.
So I don't know if you want like names and shit like that said. So you tell me, uh but how's it been? So it's he's a week old. What's what's it been like?
It's been an adjustment. It's nice that I've been off of work for a week, but go back to work Monday. Um, yeah, just it's a big adjustment.
Yeah. And I want to say for everyone, Dante still, because I coach him, Dante still trained 4 days this week in the first week of his child's birth. So he's still working his ass off and
Just
yeah, I'm
slight
proud of him.
modifications made. Gotta be trying to be in
Yeah,
and out quicker, but
yeah,
we make it work.
yeah.
You'll always find time and you'll make time.
Yeah. But yeah, so everyone make sure you drop a comment, send Dante a message on Instagram or whatever. But congratulations to him and his wife Julia. You got married too since the last pod as well.
Yeah, it's been a eventful
Dante got
March.
Yeah, Dante got married, had a baby, so congratulate him for it all. And yeah, so yeah, it's awesome. But uh definitely want to get some guests rolling. It's just been a tricky couple weeks. And this will be a shorter episode, but I think I've got the next like 3 to 4 guests lined up. But people bail, life gets busy, everything like that. So if you guys have guests you want to hear on here, like in the strongman world, I'm sure we'd love to talk to some up and coming athletes. I always like to talk to coaches, things like that. If you guys just see something, that fits, our style and obviously primarily strongman, but just shoot over a recommendation. We would love to hear it. Um, but yeah, I say all that we're primarily strongman, but the first topic I want to talk about today is the powerlifting record that got broken today. So I don't know if you saw it, Dante, or how much you've been on your phone today, but basically, as we're recording this a couple hours ago, just absolutely insane. So I want to make sure on Instagram. I mean, I see him pop up all the time. It's Colton underscore the limit breaker on Instagram, but his name's Colton Engelbrecht, I believe is how you say his name. He's 24 years old, okay? Weighed in at 265 pounds and totaled uh 1,200 kilos. So
It's a lot of
total
weight.
2,000, it's a record, all-time record, world record. Uh 2,645 pound total raw in powerlifting day, which I believe we kind of saw a new state, like just a new barrier of strength, I'll be honest. Um uh let me let me pull this up real quick. But
That's a lot of weight.
well, yeah, and the thing is he sorry, so I'm trying to read this and think at the same time, but 689 dots. He had a 1,036 pound squat. It's in knee wraps, but I don't care. And he's 24 years old, by the way. A 573 pound raw bench, 24 years old. I already mentioned that. And the greatest thing about this was it was to such a high standard. All his lifts were so beautiful. And then 1,036 pound deadlift. Now, for strongman purists, remember there's no straps. And Dante, I don't know if you saw, but that 1,036, that wasn't his final attempt. He 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 went after the 500 kilo deadlift, no straps,
Didn't do
and
it.
closest I've ever seen anyone to it, to hitting what Thor and Eddie Hall hit. And this is no straps, no deadlift suit. This is a singlet with hook grip and no straps. Like
Yeah.
honestly, I think this is probably the most impressive to me in strength sports that I've seen in my lifetime. Um, and if you see the 500 attempt, it's incredible how close he was to hitting it. I mean, it wasn't like even at the knees. It was like he almost hit it. So,
What was
yeah,
the name again? Colton?
yeah, Colton.
Was he like,
Colton.
is he a popular like lifter to begin with,
Yeah,
or like was this expected, or was it just like came out of
yeah, I
nowhere?
mean, I think it was expected. He had been talking about it a lot. Um, but he literally missed that 500 kilo by 2 inches lockout. Like it was insane. Um, but yeah, I think he's sponsored by Death Before Dishonor. That's kind of how I've seen him. But Ben Pavernick, our powerlifting buddy, he showed me him and told me that he's basically, if he's not already, he's going to be the GOAT of powerlifting, which I see now. So just absolute, you just forget like 24 years old. I guess age doesn't matter at all because it's still the greatest total, but uh, just insane. I saw a post like strongmen are getting nervous with like the because like that's the one thing I think's been beat to death in strongman is like the 50, trying to beat the 500 or whatever 505 kilo
Yeah,
deadlift and deadlift suit straps, and this kid gets 500 literally 2 inches from lockout, just hook grip, which is phenomenal.
I just watched it now. People make fun of him for doing sumo lift,
Yeah, well,
but you know what? No one else is doing that weight, so
no, I mean quite literally. So I just it's impossible to me to make fun of that like to make fun of that. It's just I was just blown away by it. So um yeah.
yeah, that is impressive. I was happy I saw that.
Yeah, so I wanted to highlight that first, but yeah, and then we kind of talked about it on the last pod, but we've got some comps coming up. You're doing the Snallygaster, kind of your return show. First show. When was your last show?
Blue
Uh
tips, I think.
oh, was that really your last show?
I think so.
Wow, so it's been almost a year for you, like 9 months since you competed last. Uh,
Yeah, I think so.
so how are you
I
feeling
did
for
the
your?
powerlifting meet, but I don't. It's not the same.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you did blue tips and then you prep for a powerlifting meet, which you did well at, and then so now you haven't had a. So you got to feel pretty excited.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's
Yeah,
gonna be hard to train the last couple weeks, but we'll get the essentials in when we can, and
yeah,
I might have to do some early training sessions or late nights, but you know what? We gotta do what we gotta do.
yeah. It'll be fun. We've got what like 5 guys from the gym doing that show. I've heard they do a really good show. They had those guys from Lift Hard Die Strong or Lift. I think that's their name. Lift Hard Die Strength Club. They're hosting
Something.
it, but they hosted their first comp last year, and I heard they did a
It's
fantastic
just
job.
Lift Hard Strength Club.
Lift Hard Strength Club.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then so we have like 5 or 6 members doing that show, and then the following week we have like 3 or 4 members doing another show around us called the Iron Grizzly Classic. So yeah, we've got a lot of activity going on at the gym. Which I'm really excited for. Be back competing, and then I'll do that show, and then I roll right into ASM prep because our ASM is July 13th. So prep and then prep. So
Prep,
excited.
prep.
Yeah. Um, and I don't think like it's kind of been a down part of the season, like you get done with the Arnold, which we didn't really talk about the Arnold too much because we didn't. So we had the episode that came out like you and I recorded it, right, Dante?
Yes.
Like the day the Arnold finished, but
Hmm.
we didn't really hear a lot of the stuff about like the delays and because we weren't there. So we didn't know a lot about what was going on. So obviously, Arnold didn't run well. Um, there was like had to be some events cut for a couple of classes, like the masters and super heavyweights. Um, I just, I'm very hopeful that next year it gets figured out. Um, so yeah,
I'm
that
sure we'll hear more
we
stuff
didn't,
about it 2 weeks
yeah,
out before it next year. So
yeah, yeah, for sure. So, and then like I think the only other big show like on our radar was, I mean, there's some overseas stuff which I admittedly probably don't follow up with as much as I should.
neither do I.
But
I haven't been really looking into anything ever since
yeah,
the Arnold, to be honest.
well, there's the Olympic City Pro-Am last weekend, which I watched pretty much the whole thing, which I thought was really good. I
Hmm.
think they do an awesome job with that show. I think that's a Pro-Am that I like really hope kind of sticks around because I don't know if you saw, but like the winners of the Pro-Am classes get like a World Series like Super Bowl ring.
Mm,
Like it's pretty cool. It's a nice
that is
touch.
cool.
And the venue, so they had a different venue. I think last year they had like an arena, and then this year was more of like a sports complex, but it like had like a bar above it and stuff, and
Hmm.
like
I
I thought
did
the
see that.
commentary was really well done, and I think the judging's really well done. I think they put together what looks like a really great show. I mean, we've had a bunch of buddies do it, either year one or year two, and I've heard nothing but great stuff about it. So that was a really fun show to watch. Um, but if there's ever any like any listeners, like if there's ever a show like in your region, because admittedly I'm very regional to like I follow strongman as much as a lot of people, but if there's a show like, hey, this show in Washington does a great job of like running every year, it's more of a local show, but here's the live stream. I love watching it. So like just drop links or like put a comment like, hey, this show is gonna be live streamed in 2 weeks, whatever, because there's a lot of promoters out there that aren't that well known that I think are doing like really great things. And like, if we can highlight them or have them on the pod or something, always happy to do so. So, yeah. But if you don't got anything else, Dante, that's it for this week.
Yep.
Uh, drop your guests. We will see you next week with a guest and congratulate Dante. So, yeah,
Thank you.
we will
Thank you.
see you guys all next week for episode 224. Thanks, guys.
Peace.